Welcome to the Reese Report. I'm the mouth of the North, Andrew Reese, and we are back. Yes, after a long absence, we had some things going on. We had Barbosa was in Portugal for like 2 years, and
Wish.
Jose was away for a while until he came back out of whatever closet he came out of, because he was a Jimmy G fan, and now he's in the closet like Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Um, and my boy Lance is taking over, and I'm back. So I'm going to pull a Lance and say, welcome back. We are doing our first AEW review in quite some time. Took a little bit of a break, but we're back because we are doing the countdown to Toronto. That's right. Finally, AEW is coming to Toronto. They're coming on October the 13th, I believe, for Dynamite and Rampage. Tickets go on sale August 26th. We can't wait to go, but we have a hell of a Dynamite to review. I'd like to shout out AndrEW Elite, the great webpage that I frequent to talk with the guys about the show. There's a guy running it that's really great. I've been talking to him, and he's going to post our show and help support us. Anyone else out there, I'd love if you subscribe, watch our show, tell us what you think, give us your comments and feedback. I am joined by Tony Barbosa, who you know from my past shows, and Jose, who's decided to join the wrestling fray. You see, Jose wants to be on all the shows now, so he has to put his face into
Right.
everything.
That's
So
right.
we're going to get his unique perspective, and we're all going to be at the show, and maybe we'll find a way to find Ricky wherever he's hiding, bring him on the show too. But until then, let's get into Dynamite, guys. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
So we start off with CM Punk. Yes, Tony Barbosa must be really happy to see this version of CM Punk and not the one we saw when he first came to AEW, because the evil CM Punk is back in a big way. He comes out, gets a huge chant from the crowd, and I'm not going to go into all the details, but he ripped a shred out of Jon Moxley. Basically told him he's the third best member of his team again, which was a great line.
Yes, agreed.
The second best John in wrestling for the last decade. I mean, it just great lines. He also said he was the second best Eddie that he's ever been in the ring with, which was a real
Third best Eddie,
right.
second best Kingston.
Second best Kingston for Kofi. Like
Yeah.
he made Moxley look like the jobber he was in WWE, even with the belt. Guys, this was a tear stripping.
Yeah. It was a very good promo by Punk. He didn't make Moxley look kind of weak-ish. I want to say weak-ish.
Yeah.
And the line I liked the most it was like, I'm gonna beat you in Chicago. It's gonna be the second time I'm gonna beat a John in Chicago.
Yes,
Which
great
was
line.
A little bit of a subtle jab. But I thought Moxley was also pretty good. I didn't think Moxley handled himself that bad. I thought he was also pretty good.
Yeah, he came out eventually to interfere after a long stripping. Like, I was wondering why it was taking him so long to come out.
Yeah, I think they wanted to get the point across. They wanted to get the point across of obviously of CM Punk, him being so way, and obviously getting that point across about Moxley.
Yeah. And then Mox's Mox's entrance by doing Snow Angels and
Snow Angels in the ring. That was pretty funny.
But Jose, you look like you enjoyed this.
Oh, buddy, you know me. I love CM Punk on the mic. I think him and MJF are the best on the mic right now in wrestling. Period. WWE, AEW, whatever. I think they're the best ones on the mic. CM Punk with those little lines, those like killers. Jon Moxley. Then he came out, and then he had a couple of good lines to fight back at him, but. I thought the stupid like fighting them like at the end like it was a little bit too much, like trying to get at each other and stuff like that. I thought it was like a little bit, it overplayed a little bit, but besides that, CM Punk killed him on the mic, man. And especially that Snow Angels waiting for him song to come on. Come on,
yeah. Barbosa, did you think that CM Punk did a little too much to kill Mox there?
No, not at all.
Yeah,
because
Mox didn't have a good comeback. He was silent.
Oh well, I enjoyed his promo. I enjoy the part. I especially enjoy the part when when he said, "Yeah, Mister, what do you call him, Mister Pipe Bomb?" Or
Yeah.
CM Punk's back, Mister Pipe Bomb's back, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he gave him, um, yeah, you may think that's a pipe bomb, but you're living in reality.
Yeah.
Whenever you're talking, you're just talking shit. And he means shit when every time you're talking to the mic.
Yeah.
So that was actually pretty cool. So
Yeah.
he got back at him a little bit.
Mhm. Yeah,
But
I would have
can't
brought
wait until
security
these
in
guys go
sooner.
at it.
Yeah, I would have brought security in sooner and not had them touch it all.
No, yeah, I would too.
But
Yeah, but it was just like a subtle touch. It wasn't nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It was just over
Yeah,
exaggeration.
it was just
yeah, your usual pull apart. Yes.
exactly.
And
Yes.
and
Exactly.
Moxley was never big on the mic anyway, so he's not gonna be like CM Punk with those like you know what I mean, like with those
No.
Yeah.
lines, stuff like that. So
I
Moxley
mean,
was never a guy
Mox
to do crazy promos, so that's why.
he's improved a lot, but no, he's not in the same league as CM Punk. So he's got to
No.
be careful there not to bury himself because Punk's way better than him at period on the mic. So that was a pretty good start to the show. Then we got an unbelievable promo from Powerhouse Hobbs. Now, I don't know why. I don't know if it's coaching or if they just are holding these guys back because they're afraid to let them talk. But my God, I think this is the first time I've ever heard Powerhouse Hobbs do a promo, and he sounded great. What'd you guys think?
I thought it was good.
Yeah, he was good. It's about time. I like these slow builds to guys like that, like
Yeah.
Powerhouse Hobbs. Even Ricky Stark, even his was a little bit of a slow build.
Oh, he cut an amazing promo the prior week when the heel turn happened. My God, that was amazing.
100%. But the way they're building Powerhouse Hobbs, I think they're trying to build them as one of the contenders for Warlow down the
Yes,
line.
absolutely. Yeah.
To make them look strong.
Yeah.
I hopefully that is what they're.
Well, they need someone to fight Wardlow.
Yeah.
He's in a 6-man tag at the pay-per-view because they got no opponents for him.
Yeah, what they're I hope that's their intention because they need to build some guys for Warlow for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, he sounded good.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be in for a nice push. I wouldn't say a huge push, but he's in for a good push for sure.
You like Powerhouse there, Jose?
Yeah, of course. I think it was about time that he separated with Ricky Starks and does start doing his own thing. He's a powerful guy. Like Tony said, I agree with him. I think they're pushing him to fight Wardlow for the title. But it's gonna be like a little battle with him and Ricky Starks right now, and for a while. But I think in the long run he'll be fighting for the title against Wardlow too.
It'll be interesting to see who they book to go over in that feud because it's not an easy answer because both guys are hot and I don't know. That's a tough one. I think Powerhouse wins the first match. Yeah.
I think they'll have multiple matches.
Yeah.
One will be up on each other, and then the rubber match. I think Powerhouse Hobbs will end up winning the final match.
Yeah, because I think Ricky's already over, so I think Powerhouse needs to win and get the push. So yeah,
100%.
But it should be good. Should be good.
Yeah.
Now we get to this marathon of a match. Listen, I don't care what anyone says, Adriano. I know you're my boy. I can't. I hate to disagree. Brian Danielson, the American Dragon, is the best wrestler in the world right now. It's not close. He has an amazing ability to keep the crowd in the match and also keep his opponent looking good as he's dominating a match. It's an amazing thing. Like they gave Daniel Garcia so much here. I don't know how he can't be a star after this feud, even though he lost the match. It was a long match. I don't want to get into it too much. They had Jericho come out. I don't know what they're doing with Jericho. He's supposed to be a heel, but he comes out and they let his entire entrance play. Like with the song and with the crowd cheer. It's like he's not a heel. I don't get it. He's not a heel. Like if you're going to let the crowd sing his song, he's not a heel. It doesn't make any sense, but they allowed that to happen. Garcia got a great pinfall, the first pinfall when he power drove Brian into like a vicious pile driver and then put him in the Dragon Slayer. That was a great knockout for the first fall. Shortly thereafter, Brian got a quick roll up off a counter to tie it up at 1. Garcia was using Brian's moves, which led me to believe that perhaps they were already training him behind his back with the Black Combat Club, and that's the direction that he's eventually going to join them, which was the story at the end of the match. Brian did this move I've never seen before. Barbosa, maybe you have. He did a spider suplex off the ropes. I've never seen that move before, where he just rolled backwards and hung on the ropes and did a suplex on Garcia. That was incredible.
I've seen it before.
I'm surprised the guy didn't break his neck. Like,
oh my God,
neck, man! Like,
yeah,
it looked incredible. It looked incredible. So yeah, Garcia used the psycho knee to get a near fall. Multiple label lock attempts that were countered. And then eventually Brian, I believe, got the label lock later on in the match.
After a flurry of punches to
the neck,
side of the face.
Great match. Despite the loss, Garcia looked incredible. I actually think he looks better than Wheeler Utah right now. I think he's the next. He could be the next star of the company if they know how to push him right. Like, he's really good. I'm not sure about his promos, but he can go in the ring. That's clear. After the match, Danielson tries to recruit him. Jericho interferes. A quick smack of the finger by Garcia to leave you questioning what might happen. Jericho attacks Brian, and then "You're a wrestler" chant goes off, and you could see the babyface turn coming, but they teased that it may or may not happen. What did you guys think of this incredible match? Barbosa, what did you think?
First of all, Daniel Garcia is the best technical sports entertainer. Get that right, not wrestler.
Yes.
Okay?
For now.
According to Jericho.
Yes. Yeah. For now. Yes.
He's even better than him. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Like their first match, amazing. I thought the whole all through 3 pinfalls, if you will, or 3.
Like, Garcia was great. It wasn't just the Brian show here. Garcia was great.
Yeah, but Brian is on another level right now.
I know.
Than everybody else. He just makes everybody look good. He makes himself look good. That guy, he knows how to wrestle and tell a story in the ring.
Yeah.
While wrestling.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. I can't say
the match before was even better when he acted like he had a concussion. I have never seen such 100%. Good selling. And he lost the match, and we knew why he lost the match. Incredible selling. If he didn't make a star out of Garcia, he'll never be a star. Like,
he made a star out of him. You could tell right after the match, everybody's like, "You're a wrestler." They loved him.
Yeah,
and that's
the art of wrestling.
Like, when the last few episodes we done, in regarding Moxley and Danielson, I don't know if you remember, Reese, and Garcia, was one of the guys that Danielson mentioned.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that guy he's like, I think he's the next Bryan Danielson to me.
Yeah.
Right? So he was over.
You could see
he made himself look good.
You could see Bret Hart all over this match. Like, Bret Hart had an ability to make other guys look great, whether we won or lost. And he made so many stars out of people in the 90s that turned into superstars by being in the ring with him. This is what Bryan Danielson is doing now, and to another extent, Dax Harwood, which we'll get into. Jose, what do you think of this bloodbath?
It was an amazing match. Like, one of the two best probably wrestlers right now in AEW, and Danielson, he's probably the best AEW wrestler right now. And like you guys were saying, like, he can tell a story while wrestling and stuff like that. He sells great moves to. That guy's an amazing wrestler. Period.
Yeah.
I just think the end of it, I think, is for a setup. Maybe I think Jericho is gonna fight Danielson. I think
at all out that's what's gonna happen.
I think it's just gonna be a setup for Garcia to set him up. So then the Jericho Appreciation Society, they all beat him up and stuff like that. I think it's just gonna be a. I don't think he's gonna join the fight.
No, I don't think so either. No,
I think so too. I'll tell you why. Okay, so right now the Jericho Association Society has 6 members, right? Because of Sammy Guevara.
Yeah.
Okay. The Combat Club has 4, if you include Moxley, Yuta, Danielson.
Yeah.
And
Claudio
Castagnoli.
Claudio. Yeah.
That's why I think Garcia will join the Blackpool Combat Club.
Make
That's
it 5-5.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I think they'll tease it for a while, though. I don't think it's going to happen for a while.
I don't think it's going to happen right away. I
Yeah.
don't think it's going to happen next week.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into it why. But I think it'll slowly, like they'll drop hints here and there. I hope they do it for like a month and a half, whatever, 2
Yeah.
months. They'll drop hints about him joining or which faction, where. And I hope for, you know, the next little while, he says, forget it. I'm by myself. I don't want nothing to do with nobody. I'm going to go out and by myself. That's the way to do it. And then maybe, you know, get him to join the combat club, the Blackpool Combat Club, and do it that way.
One more thing about Brian, like when he kicks you or punches you, you really believe he's hitting the guy. Like a lot of wrestlers have lost that ability to convince you they're really hitting a guy. When this guy hits you with elbows and kicks, it looks like he's really bashing the guy's head in. Like, and I think that's so missed in wrestling. Like, it makes you really believe, oh my God, this guy's killing this guy.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like that sequence that they had. That there's a sequence that they had. They were holding each other, like, you know, when you're playing Mercy and you hold hands.
Yeah,
we're holding hands and they were just elbowing each other.
It was
like,
great.
It looked like they were hitting each other for real.
Yeah. That's the art of wrestling.
They were both selling the moves really, especially Garcia when he was getting kicked. You can see him like with his body, stuff like that, positioned himself to take the blow, stuff like that. It was sick. It was pretty good.
Man, oh man, it's just something about his matches. But another great match. We're probably going to see Jericho and Brian. I think that's the direction we're going to go.
Yeah.
And they might do it for the you know, for where Garcia goes next. Like they could put his, you know, him on the line even as an example. Now we have a Swerve in Our Glory private party promo. Now I like Keith Lee, but I think this tag team personally is I don't like this tag team. I love AEW and I'm mostly positive, but I'm not a fan of this tag team. I think the tag belts have really taken a beating in the last few months. They've really been undervalued since the Bucks lost them to your boys over there, the Lucha Brothers, and then went to Jurassic Express, and now back to the Bucks, and then back. I just think that this tag team never really got pushed hard enough, and I was very disappointed when they didn't put the belts on Hobbs and Starks, because if you were going to break up that team, you put the belts on them and you break them up while they have the belts. That would have been a much better breakup, and it would have pushed them even more when they had the belts. So I don't like this tag team. Has no heat. There's no push to them. They just feel like two separate guys that have the belts. What do you guys think?
Eventually it will happen with this team. And the guys that I think we're gonna take the belts off of them, it's gonna be Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Because you're gonna get the Bucks versus Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish down the line. I think that's where that's where the tag titles are gonna go. And if that's the tag and that's where it's gonna go, I'm good. I'm good with that.
What do you think of this tag team, Jose?
I think they're just individual superstars. I don't think Keith Lee's never been into tag teams and stuff like that. So I don't think they should even be together. And honest truth, the titles should be around the best tag team, and that's FTR. Period.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They don't need it right now, man. They're over with it. They have 3 tag titles from
they are the best tag team in the world. So
by a mile.
I think Red Dragon should have the tag titles right now.
You give it to FTR and make them hold all the titles, and make them hold all the titles, and then whoever beats them, so be it. But I think FTR holding all the tag team titles in that league.
Yeah, I think that's an ego trip from the Bucks. I don't think they want them having all the titles.
No.
Yeah. There's something going on there. Why have all the titles except the AEW titles, especially considering who the champions are right now? Like there hasn't been less interest or less heat on the titles than what they are right now. So I agree with Jose there that FTR would be a lot better than what they're doing right now. If you're going to put it on someone, put it on a Red Dragon who has some heat. Put it on someone who can do something with the titles.
Yeah.
Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland are not going to do anything with the titles. They should probably be fighting Wardlow or as individuals or doing something, in singles right now. But we'll see what happens. They're going to be private party on Friday, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I believe, did I write this down right? Let's see here. Oh, yes, they had another pull apart. So Mox,
Well, it's the first
yeah.
of all, Tony Nese comes out and then he
Yeah.
gets beat up by Moxley.
Which I mean, it's funny. They signed Tony Nese and he's doing the exact same thing he was doing in WWE, where he's a jobber getting beat up in the middle of his matches. But so Mox comes out and challenges Punk. Punk comes out. It's another pull apart. This is where I give Jose a little much, but probably not necessary.
This one was a little bit much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I know why they did it. Is because to set up the match, because now the match is next week.
I was stunned that they announced it for next week. I was like, are they really doing a match next week?
I am not. I'll tell you, like I said.
They're going to mess up the pay-per-view, man.
I think for the pay-per-view, I think Punk is going to get screwed over in this match. I think they want to keep the belt on Moxley because Moxley's been doing an amazing job as champion when Punk was away. I think this is the MJF return. I think this is the MJF return.
Is gonna be the champ. He never lost the belt, so why are you gonna all of a sudden now he comes back? He's gonna lose the match to Moxley? No, I don't think so. I think they're gonna.
He won't lose clean. If he does lose, it will be an MJF return. That's the only scenario I can see where there's a swerve.
Why would you save this match? You build up the match from the beginning, even from last week to this week, that this match was going to happen at All Out, which is their biggest pay-per-view of the year, and then have their first match on TV. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, but I know Punk's not losing. Punk's not losing in Chicago.
But you want to save. That's what I'm saying. You want to save that match for All Out.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I just something just tells me the way they're building this match, this feud.
Yeah.
Something just tells me big.
All Out pay-per-view in Chicago, or is it next week?
Yes.
No, All Out is in Chicago.
And Punk's not losing in Chicago. We already 100%. Know that. So, and we know Tony Khan has done interviews where he's basically said Punk's getting the belt back. So it's going to be in Chicago. He doesn't allow guys to lose in their hometown.
I don't know, man. I something tells me something's gonna happen.
I mean, it would be cool.
Why would you waste it? Why would you waste especially a match that big on TV?
Yeah.
Sense to me.
Something's gonna happen on the TV match, but at the pay-per-view, I think that Punk wins at the pay-per-view.
I say Hangman Page might come out, man. I think.
Well, the way that
Hangman Page screws Punk and turns. Turning heel.
But think about. That makes sense, though, if you think about it. Like, why did he mention Punk's name for no reason at the beginning of that program?
I think and they still owe him a title shot because when he lost the belt, he never got his rematch.
Yeah.
So I think the next week he comes in and interferes in the match, and at no All Out, it's going to be a three-way between Punk, Moxley, and the Hangman Page. I think that's what I think.
Yeah. We might have some technical difficulties with Barbosa. I'm sure he'll be back, but we'll continue on. Next, we have the Jericho interview where he demands to a face-to-face with Daniel Garcia. That's obviously setting up something where he might get beat up. As we have Tony back via satellite as he's coming in here. We lost him for a second, but he's coming back. Yes. So we were talking about Jericho being in a face-to-face with Daniel Garcia. That's going to happen next week.
Yeah.
We still don't have a picture, but we'll get Tony back soon. Then Ricky Steamboat comes and totally punks out the JAS there. Drills one of them with a punch and tells Jericho where to go, which is pretty cool. So that was an awesome thing. He tells Garcia, "You're better off being with the American Dragon than with this punk," which was great. So that was fun to watch. Next, as we wait for Tony to come back, this was ridiculous. The Varsity Blondes come out.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to this team. They had their moments, but they just get squashed by the Gun Club. I'm talking like 10 seconds. I missed the finish because I didn't think it was going to be a 10-second match. I looked up and, oh my God, the match is over. So I just put down they lost in 10 seconds. And then, this was a setup as we get Barbosa back. Hello. All
right, guys.
So we're talking about the 10-second beatdown there of the
Yeah, I
Gun
know.
Club. They turn on their dad, which we could see coming, because you could see the setup happening here. The Acclaimed run out, they save Billy Gunn, and they do the scissor me, which everybody's going mental for, and it made sense because the crowd loves them scissoring. And I believe what's the guy's name? Stokely Hathaway. I can't remember.
Yeah, Stokely Hathaway. Yeah.
So he now has the Gun Club, and we'll have a feud between those guys, and we'll see how that goes. It's a fun little feud.
He's building a nice, and they're building. He's building like a stable. If you look at it,
yeah.
With obviously he's got Jade Cargill and the baddies, and then now he's got the Gun Club, and the other person. Who is the other person?
Somebody last week. I don't know. He gave him a
did he pick up? Who did he pick up? I can't remember now, but yeah, he's on every show. It seems like he's picking up somebody.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I think we're gonna look forward to seeing Billy Gunn scissor with the Acclaimed and do some raps with them and stuff. That'll be fun to watch.
All I want to hear is that guy rap, because this raps. The guy comes with those pipe bombs all the time.
He did
best,
one on Rampage.
Guys, I'll tell you this: when the Acclaim is on TV, the best is Jim Ross.
Yep.
He with yo. And I wrote it down. What else you say?
Jim Ross.
Listen.
Yeah. Jim Ross trying to be cool is the best. Yes. But there was one he said about Vince McMahon retiring. He did a line. I was like laughing my head off. He compared the team he was facing to the Vince McMahon retiring. It was great. So I love the raps. I hope they push that team, because they're pretty popular. I hope they give them a little push, but we'll see what happens now with Billy Gunn.
Well, 3 in the tag team ranking anyway.
Yeah, but they lose a lot, and it's like I want to see them get some wins, do some more raps, and then maybe they would be a better tag champ right now than Swerve in Our Glory, for God's sakes.
Absolutely.
So now we go to FTR and Wardlow, who do a promo in the back. They're going to face Sanjay Dutt, Lethal, and Satnam Singh. The tease being, can Wardlow powerbomb Satnam Singh? I'm going to say no, unless he gets a lot of help. So I guess the FTR will help him do the powerbomb at the pay-per-view, and they'll get him on the top rope, and that's how they'll do it. Jose's Boys Death Triangle do a promo. Again,
Pac is amazing.
Pac, thank you, Tony. Amazing. Pac is the most underrated performer in the entire roster. He's great in the ring. They gave him a title where he can fight in Europe, because it's hard for him to travel back and forth, so you don't see his matches. But he's also a great promo. Like, this guy's so underrated. He's been underrated his whole career. Like, this guy could be a world champion. But so it's almost like Tony Khan's like, I gotta find a belt for you. So here, take the All Atlantic belt. So great promo. We'll see how they do in the trios tournament. Although I think Kenny Omega and the Bucks win that tournament. But we'll talk more about that as we go along.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't made up my mind yet, but I think they're setting it up for the Bucks and Kenny to have those belts. Especially considering Kenny can't be in a singles right now. They're going to give him those belts to be protected. I think that's where it's headed. Jungle Boy, Mr. All of a sudden he's got a big mouth. Another guy who's gotten coached probably by Christian, who is all of a sudden become a pretty good promo in the last couple of weeks. He's had his rough spots, but he's been pretty good with a lot of fire. He comes out and challenges Christian. Christian does his usual and interrupts and says he doesn't want to fight him, and gives him the whole speech about wanting to join him again. And he gets destroyed by Jungle Boy, and they go at it back and forth. And this feud was really hot, kind of cooled down a little bit. Now it's hot again. Barbosa, do you see a turn by Luchasaurus to cost Jungle Boy the match?
Something tells me yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, but something tells me yes.
I mean, it just seems too obvious to me that he would just automatically go back and be his best friend. I think we're going to see a turn and Christian wins the match.
I actually like what they were doing with Luchasaurus when he was heel.
I did too. I was disappointed when he just went back right away. I was confused. What do you think, Jose?
So that's why.
think he's not going to turn on him. I think they belong as a tag team. Those two, him, the Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. I think they were good as a tag team. Jungle Boy's too young. Like he's still not like very good for singles and then on the mic still. So they haven't. What I mean, they can't give him a big push like that.
Yeah.
This is just like a brewing up because freaking Christian made fun of his mom and his family and all stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I think. But I don't think Luchasaurus is gonna, because if Luchasaurus was gonna turn his back on him, he wouldn't have joined them. He wouldn't have helped them out already. You know what I mean? Like already more than weeks that he's been helping them out and try to get at Christian too. So I don't think.
Well, we shall see. Yes. So now we go to Kylie King against Toni Storm. I'm not going to say much about this match. It was pretty much, it was a lot more competitive than I thought. Toni Storm wins to set up a match with Thunderstorm for the pay-per-view.
Hey, Kylie King could wrestle. She did.
She's good. Yeah, she held her own.
NWA. They build her up in NWA. She used to be on Impact for a little bit.
Yep.
They gave her a little bit decent push. NWA, she's been doing good.
Yeah. They gave her some offense in this. She was involved in the match. Yeah.
But something tells me that Toni Storm is going to turn heel.
Well, they got to do something, because if she loses the match, I would expect that she would turn and become a little more evil, because they need more opponents for Thunder Rosa, whose title run has kind of been average. Along with
Toni. I think Toni Storm wins that out.
You think so?
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't see that. I don't see that coming.
I like to her already. I don't see what's the point of her fighting her again to lose again. You know what I mean? Like I think it's due for her to. I think Thunder Rosa, she's been already the champion, but I think it's been already too long. She hasn't even, like, you hardly even see her fight anymore. Like I think
but that's not her fault.
It's not her fault, but
not her fault.
Yeah.
But
I don't think they're ready. I don't think they're ready to take the title away from her. I think, I don't know.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, my guess is, I think with Toni, I think they're gonna do a Toni Storm heel, if I'm not mistaken, and then I think they're gonna end up breaking up Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter.
Yes, please, Jamie Hayter. I'm telling you right now, Jamie Hayter to me is my top woman right now. Like, I think she should be the next champion. I think Jamie Hayter has a lot of talent. She can talk. She's got attitude. I think she should be the one that beats Rosa. Absolutely.
And she should be the heel. I think they need to turn Britt Baker face. She's like a face already too.
Yeah. So maybe when her boyfriend comes back, they can be together and be a babyface tag team against Sammy and Ty over there. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Because they Sammy and Ty have Triple H Steffi right now, and if they play their cards right, they could be the hell of a heel team over there. But we'll see if they're ready for it. To the main event, Andrade, Rush, and Dragon Lee versus the Bucks and Omega. Omega returns, gets his heel entrance with his heel manager, but there was no way this guy wasn't getting cheered. He was cheered out of the building. He soaked it all in and played face despite still coming out as a heel. Same thing with the Bucks, who are playing faces right now. The only thing I wrote here was the insane spot. My God, what this Dragon Lee kid was doing, I don't know. But they set, I've never seen this. They took the barricade and they set up Kenny Omega they sat him on the railing. And this guy jumps through the second row at full speed and does, I guess, a neck breaker off of the steel bearings, and just went full speed, and both of them crashed to the mat. I thought they were both dead. It was just like ridiculous. And they just stared, like everyone just sort of stared at them to see it, like for like 5 seconds there, nobody moved. And then they just got up and started doing the match again, which was interesting. That's my only note. I don't know what else you guys got to say about this. The Bucks and Omega win. We get the one-legged angel, which kind of looked a little rough. I think that Omega's shoulder's not 100%. That's why they're putting him in the trios match because he can't do singles right now, which is why I think they're going to win the titles to protect Omega until he can fight as a 100% singles wrestler. What did you think of this, Jose?
Oh, I thought it was a great match. Like you said, the best part of the match was that crazy move that the Dragon guy did. I don't know. To me, I thought he was knocked out. All of a sudden, you see how Andrade grab him and toss him back in the ring, like, buddy, go back to your business. I thought the guy was knocked out. And then at the end, like, I didn't like that when they turned on him and then they took off his mask. That was
yeah. Tony.
Besides that, like you said, like the trios, I think they're gonna win the trios.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I want my boy to win it, but it's okay.
Yeah. Barbosa.
It was a great match. I still believe Kenny Omega is still a heel. I believe he will be a heel. I don't think he's gonna be a face. It's just the way, even his mannerisms in the match, the way he came off in the match, he came off more as a heel than a face.
Yeah.
It was. I honestly, what they're doing with Andrade is
disappointing. Yeah, he's very talented, and they're wasting him.
Especially now that they brought Roosh and put him together.
Yeah,
for them to do that especially in the first round.
Yeah,
nah, I don't think
that's disappointing. Very
disappointing.
Yeah.
But I don't think Dragon Lee, what they're doing, they're gonna show some footage on Rampage with what happened after the match. That's what Tony Khan came out and said. There's gonna be some footage released. They're gonna do it on Rampage. I think the way they did it, I don't think he's gonna be a face. I think he's gonna join the group. I think they're gonna be a heel group, all of them without masks. That's what my guess. That's what my theory is on that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what how you guys feel about it, but I think that's what happened. That's what's gonna happen. Because he's too talented not to be.
I think I'm gonna disagree with Tony. I think this is just a start for the push for him to fight against Andrade's club there that he has there. I think it's gonna be, they're gonna start battling each other, Andrade and the Dragon guy, whatever his name.
Yeah,
Dragon Lee. I think they're gonna start a little battle with each other because that's the most disrespectful thing you can do in lucha wrestling, right? Is taking off somebody's mask, right? So I don't think he's gonna be one to join his stable after he does something like that. So I think they're gonna start but it's true. I think they should push more Andrade. Man, Andrade is like a crazy wrestler, man. I think he's like one of the most underrated guys in professional wrestling. But
Barbosa, do you think they're not having a feud with him and Wardlow because they don't want him to lose and not have a long feud or something? Because like to me, that's an opponent for Wardlow.
But
like he needs a good feud and he doesn't have one. Like he doesn't have a good.
You can't. He's gonna look even weaker if he goes against Wardlow.
Well, he's got to beat somebody, and it's like who do you have him beat? That's important. Like it's almost like they can't find someone for him to beat.
I'll tell you this. Okay. I think there's first of all, I'm gonna have a gripe right now with AEW. There's too many belts.
Yes, 100%. There's too many belts. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Being said, I think he should go after the ROH World Title. He needs that ROH World Title.
Wow, that would be a great match. Him and Claudio, absolutely.
Make him look, because Claudio's already made. Trust me. Even if Claudio was champ for 2 months, nobody's gonna care. He was champion.
No.
You gotta make him champion. You wanna build Andrade, build him that way.
Yeah. Yeah, Claudio was over the minute he came out to his entrance. He was over.
Or have him beat Pac for that.
Yes.
That whatever title they're calling it.
Yeah, they've got to do something with him. You're right. They have too many titles. My God, they have too many titles. I mean, it's worked for now. It's worked, but I don't know. It's too many titles.
Unless they separate AEW and ROH, they got to separate them because there's too many titles being.
Yeah, but you can't separate them because then there's too many superstars on the roster for AEW. So you're gonna have to, if you're gonna do that, you're gonna have to have a draft type of thing and put some guys on ROH and AEW.
Exactly.
Well, from what from what I hear, and I don't know if you guys caught it, but they had advertising all over the place for the new Game of Thrones show. I think HBO Max is going to be their TV channel. I think if anything goes wrong with TNT, that's where the show's going. If they stay on TNT, we're going to see ROH get a show on HBO Max. That's going to be their channel for ROH, and that's when you're going to see the split of the rosters.
From a few weeks back, Tony Khan said he's working on a huge deal, I believe,
with HBO Max. Yeah,
they didn't say exactly what it was, but
it looks like it's heading in that direction.
But it looks like it's going to be HBO Max. And if
that show was
streaming, it's a streaming site. That's what they're looking for now, right?
Yeah.
It's like everybody else.
Correct.
They gotta have their own streaming service, whatever. And I think HBO Max is gonna provide them that. If it is, then you're gonna see ROH, them bringing ROH into the and that's when you're gonna see the Briscoes.
Yep. Which I still haven't seen the 2 matches with FTR. I've got to go look them up online. Apparently they were incredible. I didn't catch the pay-per-view where they were the Hidden Door pay-per-view. I got to watch these guys. I still haven't seen them wrestle, but apparently they had 2 incredible matches with FTR. So but again, anything with FTR is great. I mean, and by the way, FTR, I got to get this out because we haven't been on in a while. My God, what a promo they are. Especially Dax Harwood. Like, these guys were thought to not be able to talk. They were hidden in WWE all those years. And Dax Harwood has cut some of the best promos on TV in the last 2 months. The one last week about his daughter, oh my God. He might as well be in CM Punk or Bret Hart up there talking about his family. Like, oh my God, what a great promo. So, I mean, I agree with Jose. They should have all 4 titles. Like, holy geez, they're good. Like, Dax is so good, they should give him an individual title somehow, but I don't know what title you win. But my goodness, give him the Rush title that Utah has or something. I don't know. Like, they're that good. Like, the promo just put them over the top. It's like, my God, if you thought they were just wrestlers, then you hear the promos and it's like, geez.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
but
and then
they've always been in NXT, even in NXT, they had pretty good promos. And when they got it to the
they didn't let them talk.
They didn't give him too much.
Yeah.
But in NXT, they let him talk. Hunter was a big help. They let him talk. Hunter let him talk, and they were pretty good on the mic, even back then. So, it's not like they came out of nowhere.
So that was Dynamite, guys. I want to thank Tony and Jose for coming on. I want to thank AndrEW Elite, who was going to post a show on their webpage. I really appreciate my boy with his Daniel Bryan beard. I'm sure he was impressed when he took the picture with him the other day. Very impressive. I'm hoping to talk to you soon. This will be the first of a weekly show. We're just going to do Dynamite, guys. We're not going to do Rampage yet, but we will talk about Rampage if there's something crazy that happened on there. Hook is going to be on the show defending his title for the first time. So there's going to be a couple of things on there that could be interesting. Maybe an announcement for some more matches.
Exactly. Come on.
What?
Jersey over here.
Hey, man, listen.
Yes.
It's going to be a squash match. It's going to be a squash match. All Out's coming up. We will review All Out as well when that comes on. This is the countdown to Toronto, guys. We are going to go to the show live. Unfortunately, Jose and Tony will have to be away right after the show. So we won't be able to do a show, which is killing me because the live experience will be something we really want to talk about. But hopefully we can still talk about that on a future show. Guys, please subscribe. Please give us your thoughts. We're going to do this on a weekly basis along with our football show. Maybe we'll have Barbosa out for that. Depends if he joins the Survivor pool or not. We'll see if we can convince him. And we'll be doing World Cup shows this year as well, as that starts in November. We have a full slate, and we'll probably have Tony out for the World Cup show as well with Gil Santos. Gil, I haven't forgotten about you. Believe me, you're going to be on the show. We're going to bring you on. We just didn't do wrestling because I know you don't like wrestling, but don't worry, you're still on the show. Okay? Guys, any last thoughts?
Let's keep it going. Let's keep Dynamite going. AEW, come on.
Yeah. I love this show, this company. It's revitalized wrestling for me. I'm happy to be doing another show, talking with my friends about it, and we'll continue to do them, have fun. I hope you guys like the show. But until next week, I'm the mouth of the North, Andrew Reese. That is Tony Barbosa, and that is Jose Gomes. We will see you next week on the Reese Report.